Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Amar bin Salim. Welcome to another episode of Big Podcast. Today we are very excited. मैं खसूसी तौर पे बहुत ज़्यादा excited हूँ इस बात पे कि we are recording this episode from our very own campus, our very own studios in the Karachi campus, which is in the Korangi Creek area in Karachi. So thank you very much for joining us today, and I'm going to talk about various things that concerns A-level students. So university options क्या होंगे, career counseling क्या है, career options जो हैं वो क्या होंगे, A-level की journey जो है वो कैसी होती है. But today we're going to be bringing you a very different perspective, and that's going to be a perspective of a school head. And I'm privileged to be in the presence of Miss Bushra Nasir. Miss Bushra, क्या हाल चाल है आपका?
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much, Ammar. I'm fine. And thank you so much for calling me here.
Thank you. हमें करना चाहिए because you've joined us from your work day and खास तौर पे हमें join करने के लिए for this conversation. So before we talk about the A-level students' journey and everything, let's first talk about your journey. So
in Beaconhouse?
In Beaconhouse overall, you know.
I joined Beaconhouse in 2004. And since then, I've always been very, very grateful. Because, when I'm working in Beaconhouse, it's very fulfilling because, it's a very employee-friendly organization. And then, we're very, very ethical, alhamdulillah, when it comes to students, So we give them the best. And then the, professional development, we pay so much attention on professional development.
Right.
And, researchers' development for Beaconhouse is so strong, everything is, so focused on students that, when you're working, you feel very fulfilled, that you are doing what you're required to do. And you get all the help from the, policymakers in Beaconhouse. To be there for the students, to improve the students, to evolve and change strategies, policies, for the students. So I feel very privileged that, I was given the chance to work in an institution where I can make the difference for the students.
I think it's also very significant for a class teacher, for a principal, even for the students to be allowed to, to have some sort of freedom when it comes to,
that's right.
Doing whatever they're required to do.
Again, one of the policies, you're given the targets, you're given the expectations, you're given the, requirements, and then you're free to maneuver. The way you want to do it, So that is one more thing, that makes you happy when you're doing those things. And then when you collaborate with other people, you learn so many different things, because everybody is handling things differently. And the vision and the goal is the same. So, you feel very privileged that you're allowed to...
And direction.
Yes, and direction. So, a great place to work. A great place to work in.
And you have been a head for the A-level campus for how long?
Now 4 years. I joined in 2021.
So if I were to ask you if your journey when you are an A-level head is more difficult or challenging, or compared to when you were an O-level head or a school head, so how do you compare the two?
Actually, by virtue of me moving to different cities in Karachi, I had the privilege to, work in a number of capacities in Beaconhouse. I started as a science and a mathematics teacher for primary. Then,
and this was when?
This was in 2004. When I joined Beaconhouse, I started as a mathematics and science teacher.
And which campus was
that? It was
Clifton
campus. It was Clifton campus. And then, my husband got posted to Peshawar. So I joined there as an O-level mathematics teacher.
And that would be the FC campus?
That would be the Jumrod campus.
Jumrod campus.
Achha. And then we've got, posted to Islamabad. I had the privilege to work in Margala campus boys section.
Wow.
As an O-level mathematics teacher. So, I had this growth with Beaconhouse that taught me a lot of things, that taught me how to handle challenges also, and, want to learn new and more things. So then, I came to Karachi as the SM for the senior mistress for a middle section.
Right.
Then from there, I was promoted as the headmistress to, O-level section.
Right.
And then from O-level section, I was promoted as the school head for A-levels.
Right.
So, in terms of handling the children, I think A-levels is easy.
Okay.
It's easy because, the children, they're more aware.
Yeah.
They just need your guidance and facilitation. The skill set is kind of already, developed to some extent, and all they want is guidance, and they're willing to take that guidance also. So I think A levels is one of the easier levels. I don't want to, comment anything.
And your A-level students are listening.
So no, my children, like especially my children, I learn from them. In fact, so that's the easy part in A levels. You learn from your children.
And now that you have mentioned that you were teaching primary school as well, and then your last engagement as a teacher was with O-level students. And if you were to compare the O-level CIE students of that time and you compare them with the students who are enrolled in CIEs now, so what are some of the major differences that you see?
I feel, I don't think I'm an authority to talk on it, but I feel that, children in 2009, they were very good children. The children are
I'm
always
glad I'm from
nice.
that
Yeah. So they were very nice children, but children of today, they're more aware. So that's a very nice thing when you go in the classrooms and when they're more aware of their surroundings. They're more aware of what their wants are and what their requirements are, what their targets are. So I feel that the children are more aware, and the thing is that there are plus points and negative points always, but I feel that that today's child is more aware than you were, or then of course then when we were in school, that was a different time and different era. So I feel that we were not as aware as these children.
I think it has to do with the freedom to access information, the freedom that we now enjoy, the students now enjoy, the kids now enjoy with their parents, and the conversations they have with the teachers. I think it's a more open space for them now.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And their love of learning, I believe, has also, this is what I feel, has increased also.
Okay.
Again, when I compare myself to them or children like youth, you all.
You can say it. It's okay. I know I've gotten old. It's okay.
So I feel that, again, as I said, the love of learning has increased, and maybe the credit goes to Beaconhouse to do that.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
they love of they want to be more aware. They want to explore options. They want to be convinced about why they need to do something that they need to do. So that
and everything has to be purpose driven.
Like we were kind of passive learners. I don't want to be very negative, but we were kind of passive, but they need to know why they need to do something. And they need to be convinced.
And I think the love for learning increases when you know why you have to do something. The reason has to be there. And again, as you've mentioned, that awareness has increased. Awareness, of course, is it without challenges?
No, it's not.
Of course, they're more aware about the programs. They're more aware about their options, universities, careers. But what about the challenges? Are they the same as they used to be when we were in A-level?
No, they're not. They're not. The challenges have also increased. In those terms, again, I don't know if they should go on recording or not. I sometimes feel, very happy that I am not a student in this era, because it's really difficult for the students now. The competition has increased. The requirements have increased. So in that way, the challenges for them are much more.
Yeah, and how do you see the intrusion, or let's call it inclusion, of gadgetry, digital gadgetry, playing a role in how they make their decisions?
I think that has helped a lot. I think it's it depends on you how to use it also. I think all of these things have really helped in improving the quality of life, the awareness of the students. I think that all of these things are very, very good. And yes, it does matter how you use them.
Absolutely. Achha, when it comes to the career aspirations, so again, do you think that new careers have now emerged, and even for the Pakistani students as well? So Pakistan is generally considered to be a little late when it comes to taking on the change and integrating AI or technology into the curriculum or into the way we are and in our interactions.
Not Beaconhouse. But
even in general, how do you see the students to be?
As far as your question, career aspirations, I think the parents are more open also. Students were always,
Okay, right.
students were always, they always wanted to do new things. They always wanted to, be what they wanted to be. They always wanted to pursue their passion. But now the parent body has changed a little. They have become more understanding,
Okay.
and as new fields are opening, they let their children explore and do what they want, compared to, parents of maybe 10 years ago. So I think, and Alhamdulillah, now we're getting so many options also for the students,
Yeah.
and when they compare where they want to go, where they're going to pursue their passion the most, and is it going to be integrated into their livelihood also? So they see those options, and especially the universities, they are interested in getting students, get the career of their choice. So universities are also playing their part.
And what do you encourage your students to be? I mean, should they be following their passion, or should they be going for a career that's seen to be, very successful, where the prospects of making more money, they're better? What do you say?
I always tell them to take a middle ground. I always tell
Okay,
them,
that's a new perspective.
yeah, I
Yeah,
always
okay.
tell them to
Not
do
just the
that.
passion, not
No, no,
just
no, no,
the
no, no.
career
I
prospects.
always tell them to ask themselves that what is that profession which is going to be, where they're going to be the most happy ones. Okay? And when they think of that, they also need to think about the money that they will require to,
Okay,
be happy
okay,
with. So
right.
I always tell them that, do not go one way.
Okay,
Because if you only, choose the profession where you're only going to get the money, or you're
yeah,
only going to get the success, and at the end you're not going to be a happy person, it's not going to be something that you're going to enjoy, because your education is only for 3-4 years. Your profession is going to be, for 35 plus, inshallah ta'ala, many, many
inshallah.
more years.
Yeah.
So you need to be a happy person, and you need to be a successful person. So you need to choose, whilst, kind of gauging that I'm going to be happy doing this,
Yeah.
and, I'm going to be happy with this money.
I said this is a new perspective, honestly. Generally, I've seen people talk about most of the conversations that I've had around the topic of, passion versus,
Yeah.
famous careers. Generally, people say that it's okay, and the best thing to do is to go for something that you love the most, even for the longest time. And I think I still say the same thing in my interactions with people. This is the first time I've come across another point of view where where you're saying that you should go for the middle ground, where you
Yeah.
should have a bit of your passion as well, but you should also be mindful of where the money's going to come from. So how do the students take it?
I think they actually really like it. And the reason, I give them this advice is because, I've been in this line for a very long time. And I see faces of my students, and see faces of those students who are successful. And I see faces of those students who have, just pursued their passion. And cliche to say it, but man is a social animal. If not successful socially, sometimes you lose interest in your passion. So that is why I keep on telling them that and they think about it when I talk to them about this. That, like, my recent students, when I talk to them about this, so I see this glint in their eyes that, okay, I'm going to think about it like that.
Right.
So in the end, it's their choice, of course, whatever they want to do, but it's our responsibility to guide them also.
Absolutely. I think as educators, as educationists as well,
Yeah.
as people remotely linked to the education sector, I think it comes down to us to, give
Guide
them
those
our
students.
honest opinions. Right. So, yeah, drawing to the close of today's podcast. So, when it comes to the options, because most of the students that you interact with are the ones who are in their A level. So once they graduate, I mean, I believe that most of them would go on and pursue bachelor programs, right?
Yes, all of them, alhamdulillah. All of them
Mashallah,
have.
all of them, because it's
Yeah.
needed.
Yeah.
So how do they compare international universities, or the presence of international universities, with that of local universities?
Uh, the student these days are very, very intelligent, so they see the standing of the university, they see the programs that the university is offering. They do gauge the finances that go into, pursuing their bachelor's. And I believe, I trust, and the career advisors, they're very, very, uh, careful when they're guiding the children. So most of the children make very good decisions as far as the these international universities who are offering their programs locally.
Right.
And I as a person who's a mother also, and who's has been in the education line for so long, I think this is something very, very nice. that children are getting all these options sitting in the country of their own choice, and they get these options. And especially these international universities, the one from UK and Europe, who are offering programs which are the bachelors are for 3 years. When you compare it to the bachelors of 4 years, I think they get the attention of the students.
Right. And with the option to take a transfer in the second or the third year.
Oh, that's lovely. And especially this international university, your international university, which has the backing of Beaconhouse. So I honestly believe, I'm not saying it because I'm from Beaconhouse, but I honestly do feel that the parents trust these international universities affiliation more because they are with Beaconhouse.
Absolutely, of course. And to be honest, some of these universities that we are partnered with, they're only partners with us. Some of them, because they also wanted to be partners with a very credible educational institution with very high, very strong integrity, and very the values that we say that we believe in. They could also actually
identify with those values
I'll
and
say
those
this
things.
again.
Okay.
Yeah. I have lost the track of thought.
You were talking about the university's belief in Beaconhouse.
And as a matter of fact, so some of the universities that we are partners with, the reason that they're partners with us is because they have the same beliefs as us. So they believe in the same values that we have. And well, yes. I mean, thank you very much, Ms. Bushra, for joining us for this conversation.
Thank you so much for calling.
And I hope this podcast will reach not only the students but also the parents as well. We're also major stakeholders in whatever happens.
That's very, very important. That's very, very important, because they are the ones, obviously they have more experience and they will be able to guide their children more also. Because we are all partners, the parents, the institution, and the children. So if they make collaborative decisions, those are always going to be better.
Absolutely. It's a triangular approach that we take towards education. And yes, for you guys as well. So while we're talking about Beaconhouse International College, I'd just like to let you know that we are partners with, at the central level, we're partners with Liverpool John Moores University, University of Essex, University of Kent, University of London, and Pearson as well. And our students get to enroll in university programs that are only 3 years long, and with the option to pursue the second or the third year at the partner university in the UK, and then they're also eligible to apply for the post-study.